The most important question you'll ever be faced with in your career.
Oh my dear God.
Do you like Taylor Swift?
Do I like Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
I don't really listen to her like that. I know that's a hot take. I apologize.
0 for 3.
0 for 3.
He didn't say he didn't like her though.
See, we're
He said he
trolling
just doesn't
her.
listen to
But if he liked her, he would have listened to her.
That's fine. I'm okay.
I don't think you got to apologize for it.
You know, you definitely don't got to apologize.
See, we're trolling her because she's like a Taylor Swift fanatic. So
They're called,
I love Taylor Swift.
they're called
I have no shame
Swifties.
with that.
It's okay
he
being a
called you a
Swiftie,
Swiftie.
I went to her
Hear that?
concert. I cried twice. Like, we're good.
Exactly. See, I'm just not a Swiftie myself. I
That's
apologize.
fine.
All right.
But you are a singer, though, right?
Yeah.
I saw you sing.
Would you be opposed to maybe a Taylor Swift song in the locker room, like for the first like hype up song of the year?
So, I'll keep that in
Bad
mind.
Blood featuring Kendrick. That's a good one.
I'll give it a listen.
Okay.
What was Kaimon's response?
He said he's indifferent.
He doesn't listen to her like that, I believe was the quote.
I think it was a polite way of saying, heck no.
I don't think he said that. He just said he doesn't listen to her.
That's just my read.
All right, on to football.
All right, serious stuff.
Pat, your turn.
Obviously, yesterday Mac was talking about Travis Shaw and how he's kind of slipped down a little bit. What are some things that you maybe seen from him that's a little bit different, and just how does he look out there right now?
I feel like Travis Shaw's mentality has gotten a lot better. I feel like he is stepping up mentally to where we need him to be. Right now, we're still demanding a lot physically from him. You know, just to drop a little bit of weight, take care of his body. You know, stuff we do in the off time that we need to be doing. But besides that, man, I feel like mentality-wise, I feel like he's getting a lot better. He's doing everything that we're asking him to do. So right now, like I said, we're just asking a lot from him physically, just to take care of his body and stuff like that.
Definitely, and I guess kind of when he does get to that point on the field, when September hits, things like that, what are some of the things that you're kind of expecting to see from him this year?
Of course, man, this will be a huge run stopper, man. That man's strong at the point of attack. He's very explosive. He's very agile for his size. And, of course, to get out to the quarterback, too. That's what we expected a lot out of our whole front four. So we're expecting big things out of him this season. I can't wait to see how he progresses.
We were talking to Mac yesterday about Tamari and about how last year, because he couldn't play, couldn't really be a loud voice in the room or anything like that. Now that he's practicing to play, what does he bring to the room, aside from him as a player, but from being a voice that you guys need?
I feel like he's definitely the OG of the D-line now, so it's just like he's kind of taking that ownership of being one of the oldest guys in the room, and I feel like he's taking care of that very well. Like you said, he's being that voice in the room. He's gotten a lot of younger guys that just got here, like Joel and Rodney and people like that, so he's just really being that bigger brother that we need in the D-line room, and of course with others. But tomorrow he's definitely taking that ownership, regardless of missing last year due to whatever happened. But he's definitely taking that ownership, and I'm glad that he is.
And as a player,
yeah,
it's another piece that you guys didn't have a year ago, now that you have. So how does he help you in that respect?
He's a great pass rusher, man, and just like Travis Shaw, man, he's a great run stopper as well. He's just an overall good D lineman. You know, he's going to do whatever you ask him to do, man. He's going to get after that quarterback. That's his favorite thing to do. But of course, don't sleep on his run stopping ability, because he's also strong at the point of attack. He's just a strong person as an individual. So, I'm just glad he's back out there, and I know he's going to get it done on the football field.
I was going to ask, is he still the strongest guy on the team?
I'll venture to say pound for pound, yes, sir, for sure.
Well, it might be you two, though, right? Aren't you guys the two strongest?
I don't know. He might got me.
Okay.
He might got me.
That's been like 3 years in a row for him.
Tamari's proud of that.
He is very proud of that.
He'll let you know that. Did you, just kind of closing up about Tamari, did you try to check on him last year, just with, he's on the scout team, and, I heard him say one time that, you guys on Fridays go off to the hotel, go off to play a game, he's got to, go another way. You know what I mean? Like, did you try to just check in on him and try to see how he was, maybe mentally or feeling?
I'm going to keep it honest with you, not as much as I should have. I'm going to be very transparent about that one, but I definitely, when I saw him, I did dap him up. I asked him how he's doing and stuff like that, but like I said, I'm just going to be transparent, not as much. But when we did see him, he was around the facility a lot, regardless of not being like traveling with us on the weekends. Like you said, he was on scout team, he was servicing us, he was out there still trying to be a leader, and which he was. But it's just like, of course, it makes a difference when you're not playing on Saturdays versus when you are. And so, but yeah, not as much, but I know right now he's doing a lot better, and we're just glad to have him back out here as a leader and as a player.
Kaimon, we all talk a lot about the offense and Drake May, but as a defense, you guys feel like in some ways it's on you guys to get better so the team can take the next step?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. It's just like I feel like we made a lot of progress, especially coming off this spring. We got a lot of great additions to our defensive side. I feel like the mentality's gotten a lot better, but we're just going to take fall camp one day at a time. I feel like we're having a lot of fun, as y'all can tell today, and I'm just glad to be out here with my brothers and stuff. So
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Continue.
What's the biggest difference, like from this time a year ago to today in the defense?
I would say our mentality and our physicality. I feel like mentally we're in a lot better space than we were this past season. I feel like we understand the weapons that we have on this team, and now we just know now we just got to figure out how to optimize the many weapons that we have. And I feel like we're just an overall more physical defense. I feel like one of the things that we lacked was physicality. We had episodes, we showed it times, but it was just like we weren't very consistent. But now, even with dealing with spring, even after the couple of days of not having pads in fall camp, you know, you can see our physicality a lot quicker than you've seen in the past. So I feel like we're making a lot of progress in those two areas.
Kamari was saying that you guys have been having some scuffles between the offense and defense during practice. But, I mean, he was saying that in a good way, that it's good that you guys are getting that, you guys care that much about the product on the field.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see that as a positive thing? I mean, it's not getting in the way of team chemistry, of not getting too heated?
No. It's a competitive nature, man. We all football players. We're all competitors, man. We just want to get better. And, you know, in the heat of the battle, things happen, you know, sparks fly. So it's just normal. This is nothing new. There's no ill intention. There's no love lost, man. We'll get into a scuffle out here on the 50 and then head back to the locker room like nothing happened, dab each other up, go to lunch, and be fine. So it's just, you know, it's just part of competition. It's a part of battle, and, you know, it's just going to happen. I mean, with us having pads tomorrow, I wouldn't venture to say that it won't happen again, but it's just one of those things where, like, we're just competitors, so it's just going to happen, but there's no love lost, man. We still brothers at the end of the day.
Kaimon, what have you seen from? Sorry, Jeremiah. What have you? You want to do it? Go for it. Go for it.
I just wanted to ask you about Marcus Allen. Obviously, somebody that got experience last year. Looks like he's going to be that number 2 corner this year. What are some things that kind of stick out to you about his game? Just kind of things that make it to where he's kind of in that number 2 spot right?
I'll venture to say this ability to understand the playbook very quickly. I know he got thrown in the fire last year in the ACC championship game and the NC State game. And for him just to be ready when his number was called, man, it just showed how mature he was. And of course, with him, it just took a lot of reps. And with him being surprised with reps like that, it just it was a learning experience about every single rep, every single game. But now that he has that, now he has those reps underneath his belt. Now he has that experience underneath his belt. He had a great spring. I'm feeling like he's having a great fall camp. So I feel like just his maturity level and his understanding of the plays and what we're asking him to do, man, that's why I feel like he's definitely took some strides in his own right.
And then kind of going off that, you obviously mentioned that he did kind of get thrown into the fire that way, but just to kind of expound a little bit, how did that experience right there, how do you think that kind of made him a different player? Like, do you think there's anything that he kind of saw differently, based on that experience?
I don't know if he saw anything differently, but from an outside point of view, I feel like for him it just told him to grow up, man. It's time for college football. You know what I'm saying? Not like he wasn't ready, but it was just one of those things, you had that welcome to college football moment, and that was his welcome to college football moment. But he seized it. He's had great success at that position. He's called some key plays that we needed. So, it's only up from here. So I'm proud of him, and I can't wait to see him progress into a better corner.
Kaimon, what have you seen from Gene? Just in terms of what you're hearing, what you're seeing. Mac has sort of made it seem like Gene was, I know Gene is pretty even, but Mac has sort of made it seem like Gene's kind of pissed about, or embarrassed, I think was the word he used, about how some of last year went defensively. Like, what are you seeing from him, through the offseason, through spring, through summer, and now getting into fall camp? What's he like?
Man, it's just with him, man, he just wants to work on consistency. I feel like that's his biggest thing. He doesn't want to have a huge drop off in anything that we do. So with us, it's just like we want to consistently be aggressive on defense. We want to execute every play call that's given, and we want to do it every single time. Every time we have a play call, we want to execute it right then and there. We don't want to have any mishaps. We don't have any self-inflicting wounds. We don't want to have any missed big opportunities. We don't want to have any of that. Exactly. So it's just like with him, I feel like that's when the embarrassment comes in, because we had way too many than we hoped for. But just right now, man, that's kind of like the focus is to eliminate those things. We're human. We're not going to be perfect, so stuff like that is going to happen on occasions, but we're trying not to completely take them away, but to minimize them as much as possible. And I feel like that's kind of like the target right now into this fall camp. But like I said, like our mentality's gotten a lot better, our physicality's gotten a lot better. Now it's just time to knock down some of the mistakes that we made last season and just not to replicate those in this upcoming season in fall camp.
Is the plan for you moving forward strictly Jack, or are you going to get a little bit of work at rush end?
Strictly Jack right now. Just dropping in coverage and rushing pass at the same time.
Is one of the tweaks maybe a little bit more to Jack to the field at one time, because you've got you and Amari? I would imagine you wouldn't want to have either one of you guys on the sideline. Get you guys out there as much as possible.
Yeah, there's one of the plays where both of us are on the field at the same time, and that's just two weapons weapons on the same field at the same time. I mean, like, you know, that's when you have that. It's an unfair advantage for any offense. So, I mean, I'm just I'm proud I get to play alongside with Amari. He's made tremendous strides in his own right, and I'm glad that we're both on the field at the same time because it's going to be hard to get past us.
Is one of the reasons you're strictly Jack now is because there's been improvement at rush end for the other guys that are in the room, so you're maybe not needed as much to roll over there some?
As far as I understand, they just wanted to switch positions with me on this upcoming spring. They felt like Jack was a better position for me, and so I just went whatever they told me. And so it's like, all right, Rucker playing Jack starting spring, and I was like, okay, and they had me there ever since. So I don't know what the reason was for it. I was just told that I was moving my position, and that's what I did, and I'm enjoying the outside linebacker Jack position.
Kaimon, at linebacker, Cedric and Power are pretty dang good.
Yep.
Behind them, there's a lot of youth, a lot of inexperience, a lot of guys who just haven't played college snaps.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like that's an area, and some of the coaches have talked about, you know, you have to develop depth at linebacker if you can. How do you see that shaping up, and do you think you can have some guys that can maybe, you know, spell Cedric and Power? Because it seemed like they really didn't get a break at all last year.
It's just like, that's the thing with Ced and Power, man. They just, you know, with them being dogs, man, it's hard to yank them off the field and expect the same results when they're not off the field. Right. But I feel like we're genuinely building up those guys that's going to be able to step up, get these guys a breather. I know we got a lot of guys in that room that's already making plays out here, like Amari Campbell. He's one guy that stuck out to me in the inside linebackers room. He's just making play after play. He's all around the field. He gives you that mixture of both Power and Ced in right. his own rights, just knowing the plays, knowing where to be and when he needs to be. So just, you know, I'm not going to be shocked if he's going to be the guy that steps up for them when they need a breather. But he's just one guy I feel like that's going to take that ownership. But, you know, I feel like Coach Digg is doing an amazing job with that room. I'm not concerned at all. I know there's going to be some guys that's going to step up when those guys need a breather or when something happens and we need somebody else to step up.
What was it like yesterday? Happened to notice Gene had you and Amari and sort of giving you like the individual coaching points, and then the dude has got like the boom mic right there on your forehead.
Yeah.
You know, it seemed like it was going to be a private moment, and then like we got a microphone in your face. Was that kind of weird, or?
No, not really. It was just, you know, I understood that ACC is going to be out here, so we definitely had that word that they were going to be out here. So I mean, like we kind of just got used to the cameras and the mics and places and stuff like that. So it wasn't weird, man. It's just one of those things where it was a good coaching moment. He coached us, and they want to catch it on film. Right. It just makes it easier for me to watch it later.
It's a little reality TV.
Yeah.
Is it kind of cool that they're out here doing that?
It's a little bit, yeah. Cool. It's like, and I'm already used to cameras out here anyway, so, you know, there's nothing.
You ever find yourself looking for it?
Nah, not too
Showing
much.
up a little bit when you see it?
I'm locked in. I'm trying to win games.
All righty.
Great stuff, Kaimon.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.